Worship, courage, and powerful emotion come together in Ezra chapter 3, as the returned exiles rebuild the altar and begin restoring the temple in Jerusalem. After settling in their towns following the long journey from Babylon, the people now gather as one, determined to worship the Lord again even before the temple itself has been rebuilt. When the 7th month arrived, the Israelites came together in Jerusalem with a remarkable sense of unity. Jeshua, son of Jozadak, and his fellow priests, together with Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel and his associates, began by rebuilding the altar of the God of Israel. Their purpose was to offer burnt offerings according to what was written in the law of Moses. There was reason to be afraid. The surrounding peoples posed a threat, yet the returning exiles did not allow that fear to stop them. They established the altar on its foundation and began offering burnt offerings to the Lord every morning and evening. They also celebrated the Festival of Tabernacles according to the prescribed requirements, followed by the regular offerings for the new moons and the other appointed festivals of the Lord. Free will offerings were presented as well. Significantly, these sacrifices began before the foundation of the temple had even been laid. The people then turned their attention toward rebuilding the house of God itself. They gave money to masons and carpenters and provided food, drink, and olive oil to the people of Sidon and Tyre. In return, cedar logs were brought by sea from Lebanon to Joppa, just as Cyrus, king of Persia, had authorized. In the 2nd month of the 2nd year after their arrival at the house of God in Jerusalem, construction formally began. Zerubbabel, Jeshua, their fellow priests and Levites, and all those who had returned from captivity joined in the work. Levites who were 20 years old and above were appointed to supervise the rebuilding of the house of the Lord. Jeshua, his sons and brothers, Kadmiel and his sons, and the descendants of Henadad worked together in overseeing those carrying out the construction. Then came a moment the people had been waiting for. When the builders laid the foundation of the temple, the priests stood in their ceremonial clothing with trumpets, while the Levites descended from Asaph stood with cymbals. Following the pattern established by King David, they praised the Lord. The people sang responsively, giving praise and thanksgiving. The Lord is good, and his faithful love toward Israel endures forever. A great shout rose from the people because the foundation of the house of the Lord had finally been laid. But not everyone was celebrating in the same way. Many of the older priests, Levites, and family leaders who had seen Solomon's former temple began to weep loudly when they saw the foundation of this new one. At the same time, others shouted for joy. Joy and sorrow filled Jerusalem together. The sounds became so intertwined that people could not distinguish the shouting of celebration from the sound of weeping. The noise could be heard from far away. That closing scene gives Ezra chapter 3 much of its emotional power. The younger generation could see a new beginning, while those who remembered the former temple also felt the weight of everything that had been lost. Yet both generations were standing around the same foundation. There is something valuable for us here. A new beginning does not require us to pretend the past never happened. We can remember what was lost and still be grateful for what is being rebuilt. Sometimes progress may look smaller than what came before, but laying a new foundation is still worth celebrating. The altar is standing, sacrifices have resumed, and the temple foundation has been laid, but rebuilding Jerusalem will not continue without resistance.